What's up, my friends? Welcome back. I know it's been a while, so my apologies if it's echoey in here. That's because there's no cars in here, and that's kind of the point of today's video. So I mentioned in a video a couple weeks ago that we're going to be doing something cool for the garage. If you know this channel, you know I have 3 cars. Mine, my 2, my wife's, so that's 3 altogether, and we only have a 2-car garage. We live in the kind of DC metro area, so 3-car garage houses are kind of, hard to come by, and if you could find one, they're lots of money. So anyway, we love our house, we love where we're at, all that fun stuff, but I really want a 3-car garage to be able to store all my cars in here outside of the weather, etc. Especially right now I have the 2 Subarus in the garage basically all the time because they're monetarily worth more money, so I want to keep it protected. But I also very dearly love my E36 M3, so I want to be able to cover it up too. Anyway, we're going to try to turn this 2-car garage into a 3-car garage by using a lift. What kind of lift am I going to get? I don't know the brand yet. I've looked at a lot of different manufacturers, but I'm gonna get a 4-post lift. Before you guys get all angry and say, but a 2-post lift is so much better. A 2-post lift, I completely agree, is way better if all you're gonna be using it for is working on the car. Much better to work on the car. There's no hindrance to the access points. The wheels don't have to be sitting on the ramps, all that nice stuff. 4-post lift, I would argue, is much better for storing your car, and I would say 80% of the time, 90% of the time, that's what this lift is going to be doing. It's going to be storing your car. You can also make use of a 4-post lift to be able to work on it some. The hard part about using a 4-post lift and working on your car is the suspension, but they have jack trays and they have sliding jacks and all this other stuff that you can facilitate that with. Anywho, let's get into why or how you figure out if you can fit a 4-post lift and what you have to do to get it in your garage. All right, this is my garage. So step 1 obviously is, will it fit in your garage? I can't answer that question for you. I answered it for myself. Basically go online, look at the lifts, kind of look at their general height, how tall your 2 cars are, what your ceiling looks like. Like obviously I have this beam in the way here, which is annoying, but I definitely can work around it. But yeah, what I decided to do is measure it out. I don't know if you can see these little painter's tape thing on the ground here. I kind of put painter's tape where the furthest over that the lift could possibly sit. So then we could test, pulling my wife's car in and out and me pulling in the middle, etc. Height is your next key. So, how high does it lift? Can your car fit on top of it and not hit the roof? Can your car fit below when the other one's on top? It's quite the process to figure out, will it fit? I've determined that yes, I believe it will. It's going to be a little bit annoying for my wife to pull in and out, but we've tested it. I stood on that little spot there multiple times and she pulled in and out without ripping the mirrors off. So it's a good sign. Let's see, so past that, your ceiling height is going to be very important. Most garages are not this tall. These ceilings are 11 foot or just over 11 feet. So if you want to put 2 SUVs on one on top of the other, not going to work. But because I intend on keeping sedans or sportier cars, one of them being the M3, M3 will be up top. M3 is pretty low, plenty of clearance. I should have a foot or 2 of play once this is all said and done. Actually, the idea is I can get the lift all the way up. It raises it to 6 feet. So I can get the lift 6 feet and still have room for the M3 up top. And obviously the STI is not 6 feet tall. So anyway, 4-post lift, but there's one other thing. Well, there's probably a bunch of other things to consider, but there's one more thing to consider. Let's talk about it really fast. Forgive the shakiness, my gimbal died. So here's a problem. You can see, not that high, right? These are not that tall. If you have a car sitting where I am and then a car above it, you can't lift the garage door. Well, if you can't lift the garage door, how did you get both of them in here, right? Because you got to pull one in, lift it, and then pull the next one in. You can't lift it if there's a door in the way. So what we're going to do today is high lift the garage door. What that means basically is instead of pulling it straight kind of at this right angle like most garage doors are, we're going to pull it all the way to the ceiling and then pull it out, which means a good chunk of this door is actually going to be resting vertical, and then only a panel or two is going to come out here. So my door is going to cut off, you know, if you see the back of the garage there, my door is going to cut off probably before that, that little cover to get to my attic. So what does that mean? That basically means extending these rails all the way to the ceiling. It means getting bigger drums and longer cables, better springs. This Access Master lift should still work. It'll just be sucked up closer to the ceiling. Yeah, it's this bar has to be extended here. But basically the idea is get the door as close to the ceiling and as far that way as possible. That way when you pull the car in, you got plenty of room for the car, and everybody's happy. Cool, so today, that's what's happening. I actually have a company coming to install the high lift door. I thought about doing it myself. You can buy the parts for I think like $200 to $300 and do it yourself. But I was a little bit concerned about how much time it would take me, probably like the majority of a weekend. It's not that complex. The structure of a garage door is not that complex, but all the like fine tuning and adjusting it and stuff I've never done before, and I just didn't want, it wasn't worth the extra labor cost for me to sit out here and fight with it. So a company's gonna be coming today and doing this for me. Hopefully it only takes them a few hours instead of like 2 days, Saturday and Sunday or whatever for me. And I also wanna obviously not have my garage not in use for a few days. I like to keep stuff in the garage. So anyway, yeah, high lift door. What do you guys think? I don't know what lift I'm getting yet, but it's gonna be a 4-post and the high lift door is gonna be cool. So let me fill you back in after they're done and show you kind of what went on here today. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in a few. And we're back. So it only took them like 2 hours to install it once they actually got here. It was 2 guys doing it. When I said high lift door, it's really just a kit to raise your current door. So they use, like I said, basically the same major components. They just extend the rails and add new drums and stuff. So here it is. As you can see, the rails are a lot higher than they used to be. They're like maybe 8 inches or so off the ceiling. Let's see. Yeah. Track itself is obviously a lot higher. You remember I stood here earlier and was like, look how close it is. It's probably at least 3 feet or more higher at the moment. They extended this bar, as you can see. They just use like, whatever you call this, angle iron. Extend this bar. It's got a little play in it intentionally because it, you know, gotta have some flex built in. New springs, new drums. See how big those drums are up there? It's because the cable is much longer. They use a lot like thicker, heavier cable. Nylon rollers. They just, I think, upgrade that as they're doing it. But basically that extension there, this guy all the way up to there, extends it, gives it a little bit of angle to help the lift because it's got to pull it away from the actual door itself. And yeah, that's it. It doesn't take them too long. Same exact lift as it was before. I'll show you it working here in a second. But yeah, basically it just lifts your garage door higher up. So the key here now, let me move this stupid tennis ball. The key now is going to be, you know, will the M3 fit above the STI? Yes, it will because I measured it. But basically, I'm gonna have to move some stuff. I'm gonna have to move the tires to another point in the garage. I'm probably gonna slide all of this cabinetry and stuff down this direction to get it kind of out of the way. But basically, the M3 will settle up nicely. The roof will be, basically the hood will be under this beam here. So, you know, the people worry about this beam. I was worried about this beam, but basically the nose of the car will be under the beam. So I have the extra cut out for the ceiling. And then when this comes up, it rests, you know, before, like I said, before this cover to the hole to go into the attic. So the, you know, hood, roof line, and then trunk will pop down. So I can't have like a crazy massive spoiler or something if I wanted to keep it up there. But yeah, basically that's it. We're gonna have M3 live above the STI. The M3 should fit with the lift at its full height, which is 72 inches, but then remember that that's sitting on the tires, so standing under it will probably be another 4 inches or so. So I should be able to just barely stand underneath, or, you know, squat a little bit and be able to do it, which is awesome. So if we're gonna work on stuff, The STI is obviously not even close to that tall, so there should be plenty of room above the STI, maybe even enough to get the Forester underneath, I'm not sure. But yeah, lift, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna go with. We're gonna figure that out. I gotta get one that obviously has drip trays and other, nice stuff to prevent it from oil and crap off the M3 settling on the STI. Most of the ones I've looked at are like 8,000 pound capacity, so that's like twice what any of my cars weigh. So the Forester should be able to be used on it. STI, everything should be able to be used when I need it for maintenance and stuff. And then storage wise, M3 should be able to live up there, and I should be able to pull the STI out from underneath it all day long. When is that gonna happen? I don't know yet. Probably not. Probably gonna be a couple weeks, maybe a month before I actually get it and get it installed, because you have to have somebody come out and do that. I don't have like the forklift and stuff to put stuff in place, etc. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry it's been a little bit of a lapse in videos here. I've been super busy, but I promise I haven't forgot about you. And I'm still doing Subaru stuff, and I got some cool stuff for the other Subarus to do. I just need a little bit of time to get out here and do it. Cost-wise, I didn't mention that. If you want to do this to your garage, expect anywhere from like $500 to $1,000, depending on, whether you have one door, two doors, how tall they're going, etc. Somewhere in there, depending on the area, country you're in, etc. If you wanted to do it yourself, there's places online to explain the whole process as well. Anyway, that's all I got. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for sticking with me, even in this little bit of lapse of videos. And yeah, I'll see you around. See you next time. Bye-bye!